And then find a comfortable seat and close your eyes. We close our eyes to give our mind a moment to calm down, to settle. The image I have is this jar of murky water, and we're busy, and we shake it and we shake it. And so this is our moment to just put it down. We only put it down for a moment and wait for the water to become clear, because that's how our minds work too. Our inner being naturally seeks equilibrium. It naturally seeks quiet and peace. So we don't really need to do anything to find our center. We just need to pause. We just need to stop and give it permission to settle. And that's what we do here. We let our sit bones hold us. We let earth support us. We let the space, the wall behind us support us. We grow tall into the crown of our head so that we can relax and release our shoulders down and away. We soften our lips and we soften the space between our eyebrows. We soften our forehead. We soften our cheeks. We place a tiny smile into the corners of our eyes. A tiny smile into the root of our tongue. And we soften into this moment, setting our intention of being as curious as we could possibly be, witnessing and watching every moment, every thought, every emotion with curiosity. And remembering that we don't need to believe any of it. We let thoughts come and go. We let them be like weather, coming and going. And we connect into that space within ourselves that is vast, spacious, still timeless. Gently deepening and widening our breath from that space of stillness. Witnessing our body breathe with, witnessing our breath expanding into our entire body. Every inhalation and expansion, every exhalation, a letting go of all these boundaries, all these tight places and tensions we might be holding. We breathe in to breathe space into them, and we exhale to let them go. Remembering that we already are whole as we are, nothing to add, nothing to hold on to. My teacher used to say, everything you can use in life, everything you can lose in life, lose it, because it's not meant to be yours anyways. So when I sit and breathe, I remember that, and I breathe out anything I can breathe out. Daring and challenging, asking myself, how much can I let go? How much deeper can I let go and just be? Let your mind become still. Let your mind settle downwards, resting with the heart. Before we start, we'll place our hands onto heart. Just that, stack them onto heart. Feel that touch. Guide your attention, your awareness to heart center. Feel your heartbeat and simply feel what's alive in there this moment. What does it feel like to have our awareness there in heart center? What images might arise? Let it all be there. We'll drop our hands back down to thighs. And slide them to knees, and we start to move here, maybe side to side, or drawing circles around our sit bones. You might want to flicker your eyes open now, circling, rounding, really enjoying the spaciousness, rolling and rounding, side to side. If you go one way, go the other way as well. Consciously making space into spine. And let us come to center and simply reach our arms out to the side. Spread our fingers out wide. Finding space. Reaching through the walls. From here we'll reach our arms up, there's more space there. And exhale, just the shoulders, relaxing them down. Really do that a couple of times. Inhale, reaching up, exhale, dropping shoulders and ribs down. Create a deep sense of connection between pelvis and ribs and shoulder blades, and maybe looking up into the space between your hands without collapsing in the neck, keeping neck long, and lengthen your throat and reach your thumbs back. Reach and expand. We'll take our gaze forwards again. We start to twist to the left, twisting around our spine. Hollow out your navel, lift it up and in, and bring the hands down, looking over back shoulder. And maybe here today we feel like moving around as well. Feel free to roll your shoulders, feel free to come out of the twist a bit and go back and deeper into it. No wrong, no right. On our next inhalation, we'll come to center, reach our arms up. Exhale, soften shoulders down, and we twist the other way. Through our navel center. And we bring our hands down. And we do the same here. How might I be able to create more space into this twist? More space into my body. And coming forward, arms up, inhale here, and exhale the hands through the sides and down. Big movement. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, soften shoulders down. And inhale, tall. Exhale, arms through the side. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, shoulders down. Hinge forwards for a moment. So knees drop outwards. Maybe gently swaying, folding into forward fold. Keep your sit bones grounded deeply. Release it forwards. And then coming back up, see if you can stretch your legs out where you're at. And make sure you're on the fronts of your sit bones. If you need to lean into the wall, that's great. Flex your feet, draw your toes towards you, and see if you can creepy crawl your heels a little further away from sit bones. And this might be enough. And if there is more space, you're welcome to slide your hands towards your heels. Continue to draw your toes towards your face. See if you can melt the backside of your knees into mat. Deepen your navel, stay wide and spacious from the heart. Every inhalation and expansion, every exhale is softening. On our next inhalation, we come back up. We grab behind the knees, gently bring our feet a little closer. Might we be able to come onto feet from here? See if that works for you. Find your way onto feet into squat. And in our squat, we'll just gently move from side to side. You might need to lift one heel at a time, or maybe both heels can come down into mat. Your fingertips might need to be on the mat, or they might be able to come to sternum, or the elbows to inner knees. And simply noticing, where are my hips a bit tight? Where am I resisting this? And from here we find our way onto hands and knees. So hands under shoulders and knees under hips, spreading fingers wide, and moving forwards and back. Forwards and back, gently stretching into wrists, maybe moving side to side, and shifting back, forwards and back. Come all the way into child's pose. Next time you go back, roll your upper arms away from one another. Soften your upper shoulders. And then round yourself back up onto hands and knees. Come forwards again, just gently pressing into hands, grounding into hands. Shifting hips back, tucking toes under. Ground your sit bones to heels, feel your ankles gently stretch. Press your hands down into mat, distribute weight into fingers, and we'll shift our hips back into down dog. Gently walking the down dog. See what's true and good for you to open into the back legs. Maybe looking forwards into space between hands. Let's shift our weight into left foot and reach our right leg up for a moment. Can we do that? Reaching it up. Roll your upper arms away from one another. Keep your neck soft. Bring your right foot down, swap sides. Right foot grounds and left heel rises up. Flexing foot. Notice what your chest and shoulders are doing. And bringing left foot back down. Coming back onto hands and knees. The toes are pointing back. As we inhale, we arch. And as we exhale, we round. Continue to hug your elbows into hips. As you inhale, you arch. Lift your sit bones high. Lift your sternum forwards. And as you exhale, you round. Inhale to arch. And exhale to round and out again. Coming into neutral, long spine. Ground your left hand, reach your right hand forwards. Continue to lengthen from right fingertips into sit bones. So long line, strong center. Eventually sliding your left foot back, pressing your left heel back. And when you're ready, maybe lifting left heel. And if you want to add on, maybe you sway your right arm open to the side. Roll both shoulder blades to pelvis. Widen your collarbones. Continue to lift the heel wherever it wants to lift to. And reach. Every inhale you expand. Every exhalation relax. And hand and knee down. Whew, bit of a push. Grounding into right hand. Reaching left hand forwards. Create that long line. Rolling over right toes. Flexing right foot and lifting right heel. Lift your heart, lift your heel, and open left arm up and out to the side. Slide your shoulder blades down, lift your heart. Ground the index finger base. Ground the top of your left toes, lean back into yourself. Another inhalation here and exhale, hand and leg down. Tucking toes under, lifting knees, we slide our hips back into down dog. Shake our head low, nod our head yes, let our head hang. And then walk our hands to feet. The hands come up the feet, up the shins, onto thighs, and gently lifting chest, hugging elbows in. Inhale here, and exhale, folding forwards, lifting from the sit bones, folding from the hips. Shaking head low and nodding head yes. Let the movement vibrate through you, through your entire body. And then bend your knees, round yourself all the way up to stand, all the way up. Shifting side to side as you come up. Let your shoulders unfold, soften down. Lift through the inner ankles and pelvic floor into crown and stack yourself tall. Reach your arms out to the side. Spread your fingers wide. And exhale, hands down. On our next inhalation, arms through the sides and up, grab the space above you. And exhale, shoulders down. Sitting into chair. And just bringing hands onto kneecaps, gently slide them back. And maybe lifting one side, bending one side at a time. Shifting side to side, lift your chest, lift your heart. Feel your body open up. Notice how unfamiliar things might feel. We inhale to lengthen, we exhale to fold forwards again. See if you can shift your weight into the fronts of your feet. So your heels become light, and at the same time your toes lift. So you're almost balancing on the balls of your toes, on the balls of your feet. We bend our knees, look forward and walk our hands to the front of our mat. We find our plank. Take our time, find our plank. Once we're there, we take an extra breath and then bring the knees down onto mat. Point the toes away and then just drop the hips, drop the hips. Maybe we bend our elbows and drop our chest down onto mat as well this time. Make your legs nice and long. The toes are on the mat. Hug your elbows into chest and lift your chest. Hugging elbows and lifting hard forwards in your own perfect range of movement. Lifting navel up and in. Play around with your range of movement. Inhale here and exhale. Forehead towards the mat. Slide your hands back so they're in line with lower ribs. And then deepen into navel and push into hands, coming onto hands and knees. We tuck our toes, we lift our knees, we lift our hips. We have a look forward as we bend both knees and lift both heels and lift the sit bones. Hug the elbows inward so your chest is wide and open. And then find your left foot between your hands. We bring our right knee down for a moment. A nice little opening into the hip flexors. So maybe today you challenge yourself to bring foot and knee a little further away from one another. Good. And just sway side to side. However you can make space here. Bringing hands onto knee, and we'll lift ourselves up. So the tailbone points down and forward. The pelvis, the front pelvis lifts up. Can we maybe go a little deeper towards the front knee? Yes. Good. Lift your navel, lift your sternum, and maybe go a little deeper. Very good. Let's bring our right hand onto mat. Good. Just flat grounding it into mat, and our left arm reaches upwards. Hugging right elbow into hip, chest is wide and open, left arm reaches up. Inhale here and left hand comes down onto mat. Tucking the back toes under, lift the back knee. So we're on our feet now. From here, can we maybe straighten our front leg? Or even if it's just a tiny bit. Lift and lower your back heel. And then bend your front knee. Stack your hands onto knee to make sure you support it as you come up. And reach it up, unfold it into warrior, into lunge warrior. Reaching it up, soften the shoulders. Every inhale you grow a little taller, a little more spacious. With every exhale you relax and you soften. Let's lean forwards. Let's bring our hands in line with hips so the shoulders can relax. Your hands as if they're pressing into space, and you're going to leap forward. Find your left foot, and maybe today the right foot rises, and if it doesn't, it's okay. But notice, continue to make your legs longer, continue to expand with every inhale, and soften resistance with every exhale, and we step it back. Well done. Reach your arms up, inhale here, and then open to the right into this warrior two shape. Good. Left hand, just checking with the hand on the knee. Keep your left knee above the heel. Good. Maybe you can step your feet a little further apart. Be daring today. Good, yes. And sit deeper into front knee. Very good. Arms out to the sides. Looking along your left arm. Grounding hands into space. Check in, wiggle your toes. Sometimes they hold on to mat. And really squeeze into glutes. Squeeze into upper thighs to be as upright as you possibly can be. We lean forwards. We bring our elbow onto knee. Palm faces up. Right hand reaches up. And we open ourselves up. We open our right chest. We lean our head back. We breathe space into this pose. Check again. Maybe the toes are holding on. And coming back up. Warrior two. Warrior two. Let's sway the right hand past the hip and bring it forward. And then we roll onto right toes. Sway the right hip forward. Let's sway the left hand past the hip. And then we turn our palms towards the left and open our chest wide, coming into a bit of a twist. Lift your gaze, Slide your shoulder blades down, move your knees away from one another. Left hand comes forwards again into lunge warrior. And we exhale our hands onto mat. We take our time, we witness them land, and we step our left foot back into three, into just down dog. Walking on the spot here, relaxing the neck, relaxing the shoulders. Come forwards into plank. From plank, the knees come down, the toes point back, and we might be able to just sink our hips a bit and lift our chest a little bit. Grounding through the tailbone, lifting through the heart. Open the collarbones as good as you can. Push the mat away so the shoulders don't come up to ears, but you push your hands into the mat and lift. And then coming up onto hands and knees into child's pose for a moment. Feel your spine reset. Feel your lower back lengthen. Feel your spine soften. And roll yourself up to sit on heels. We come up onto knees. We find our hands under shoulders, fingers spreading wide. We tuck our toes under and lift our hips back into down dog. Good. Feel your heart soften. Feel your hands ground. We bend our knees, look forward. Both heels lift, both sit bones lift. And then our right foot lands between our hands. And it can totally be helped to get there. Our left knee comes down. We make a bit of space, whatever that means for us today. Hands come onto knee, lengthening ourselves up, feeling that pull in the hip flexors, reaching up and maybe going a little deeper. Pointing tailbone downwards and lifting through the pelvic floor. And the left hand comes down onto mat, we ground here, and maybe right hand opens to the side, or hand might just stay here on the knee. Relax the shoulder blades down, lift the heart. Bring your right hand forwards, fingertips on the mat, back toes tuck, the back knee lifts, and then stacking up onto knee, stacking ourselves up one bit at a time, and then unfolding into lunge warrior, opening wide, swaying a bit, reaching into it, finding space, opening up, hinging forwards, hands in line with hips, slide your shoulder blades down, reach forward, spread your fingers wide, slide your left foot in, and then reach your left leg up. And again, every inhalation, let your body breathe fully. You expand with every exhalation, you relax. And we step it back, we rise it up. Good. And here too, we open into warrior two. So now right knee check in, make sure it's above the heel. Maybe this side also you can step the feet a little wider. Maybe pointing the tailbone down, lifting navel up and in, and really pressing into back heel so your back leg is extended. And then the arms come out to the sides, hands resting on space. Lift your gaze and lift your crown and notice what it feels like to expand through your chest and to really be fierce and furious. Swaying forwards and back if you like, and then bring your right elbow to the right knee. And turning right palm up and lifting left hand up, simply opening up. You can use your arm or hand on the inner knee as a lever. Keep your right knee above the heel and expand. Breathe deep and wide. Big deep inhalations, big deep exhalations. Coming up again. Now right hand sways past the hip, comes forwards and up. Then we roll onto right toes. So our hips and chest is parallel. And then the right hand comes past the right hip, reaches back, and we twist. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Open your chest. Look into the world out there with courage. Look into your inner world with courage. Coming back into lunge warrior. Inhale here.
And exhale your hands down onto earth, spreading fingers wide. Stepping right foot back into down dog, letting this be a moment to reset. From here we come onto knees. We point our toes back. Slide our sit bones into child's pose. Bring your hands around as if you're drawing a big circle on the mat. And your hands might just rest alongside your feet, or you interlock your hands and lift your hands up and away from tailbone. If you like, and if it feels okay for you today, roll onto the crown of your head. So you're on your knees, the feet on the mat, crown of your head resting, and your arms releasing up and over. Breathe space into shoulders. Coming back down into child's pose, relaxing hands, rolling ourselves up onto heels. Very good. Bringing our legs out one way, stretching them out. Coming to the front of our mat, reaching arms forwards and up, and we'll roll ourselves down, totally allowed to hold the thighs, and rolling down all the way. And let's just use our fingertips on our navel, reminder to draw inwards, and we'll come back up. And we are allowed to use our thighs to help us, rising back up and rolling back down. Now just lift your head, look forwards, stretch your left leg out all the way, bring your right knee into chest, hug it into chest. Good. Circle your right ankle, go one way. Big movement, yes. And then the other way. Notice what it feels like. And then we'll draw the right knee over to the left. So that's how we come into our twist. So let your foot be. Eventually you reach your right hand over to the right. Maybe you turn your gaze towards the right. And notice how the twist feels today. How the twist feels different every day. Keep pressing into left heel. And give your body a moment to soften, to really open, to surrender into gravity and be its most spacious being. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you find your way back to center. Just lifting the head, looking down along your legs. We swap our legs. Right leg reaches away, left knee comes in. We lie ourselves back down onto mat, just hugging the knee into chest. Circling our left foot. One way. Big slow movement. Circling it the other way. Coming to stillness in the foot and then bringing left knee over to the right. Rest your right hand on top left knee. Eventually you reach your left hand over to the left. Twisting and expanding. Tucking your shoulder blades under, lifting, widening your heart, turning gaze towards the left. Stretch and reach into fingertips. Every inhalation and expansion with every exhalation, you relax into it. Let your body soften and unfold. Be the spaciousness that you are. Take another inhalation here. We'll come back to center as we exhale. We'll hug our knees, both of them into chest. We'll bring our chin to chest. Maybe we can hug them in. And we find our way into Shavasana. Just moving around a bit. Move your sacrum. Wobble your legs up and down and side to side, like shaking them out. Let your lower back widen and expand. Neck nice and long. And place your hands onto earth and close your eyes. Close your eyes and witness all that is alive this moment. Take a couple of conscious, deep inhalations. Feel yourself expand and then exhale to relax and let go. Inhale to expand and unfold, and exhale to let go. And from here, bring your attention to mainly your exhalations. So let the inhalation just be what it is, and really enjoy the exhalation as a gesture of softening and surrendering and letting go. And let this moment hold you completely, experiencing, feeling this wholeness that you are, the perfection that you are, by simply being you. Notice that the mind might be chattering away, saying this and that and judging, and notice that somehow the mind can be like a flatmate. I think of my mind being like a roommate I share this space with, and it talks and it talks, and strange enough, I often find myself listening. But every time I zoom out and picture the voice in my head as being a real and separate person, I have to acknowledge that I would never ever take that person's advice. So notice this mind of yours might be as insane as mine, or maybe not as insane as mine. But see what happens if you create space between you and your mind. See what happens if you stop believing everything your mind says. See what happens if you consider the voice in your head like being another person. And just let that person chat away. Remembering you don't have to believe anything. You don't have to do anything that mind says. All it's doing is chattering away. Continue to come back to breathing space into that relationship between you and your mind. Put a little smile on your lips, put a smile in your eyes. Bring a smile to your heart and send love and compassion to this beautiful mind. Let it be, love it lots, but never believe anything it says. We come back to breath and just gently breathe ourselves back into this moment. Feeling every bit of inhalation, every bit of expansion, and every bit of exhalation. Noticing, feeling sounds and movement around you. Let all that inspire your body to move. And in your own perfect way, find your way back up to seated. Sit high and tall for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Let your spine stack up. Roll your sit bones forwards and back and side to side. Let your shoulders stack and don't forget to let them go and rest in place. Let your crown rise. We place our hands onto heart as a gesture of thanking ourselves. As a gesture of appreciating and honoring one another. Inhale here. And we exhale to bow. Slowly flicker your eyes open, lengthen up. Sending you all my love. Thank you for journeying with me today.